Most home sellers sell for less than they could have without ever knowing it. If they're happy with the result, it's only because they have absolutely no idea that they could have sold for more. This is because of a hidden conflict of interest between sellers and real estate agents. This conflict of interest is far more expensive than any real estate commission you will ever pay. And even though it's right under your nose, I bet you've never thought of it. Have a close look at this picture. Imagine that your home was worth $1 million. At an average 2.5% commission, a local agent would charge you $25,000 for selling it. But of that $25,000, the agent would only receive $2,500 for the last $100,000 of your home's value. Now, do you think that the last $2,500 is as important to the agent as the last $100,000 is to you? 90% of the commission, or $22,500, is based on the first $900,000 of your home's value. Do you think it would be easy to sell $1 million home for $900,000? Of course it would. A scarecrow in the front yard holding a sign could achieve that result. So why reward a so-called professional with 90% of their commission on this easy part of the sale? When you do this, you're discouraging the agent from fighting for the rest of your home's value. This is why scientific studies and research have proven that traditional real estate commissions encourage agents to achieve a quicker sale instead of the highest sale price. It is critical for you to understand that the last stretch of the sale price of your property doesn't make much difference to your agent's commission. How much incentive do you think this really gives them to find all the ways to increase the sale price of your home? Would you engage someone to negotiate for you who doesn't have a strong incentive to achieve the highest sale price? This is exactly what you're doing when you engage a real estate agent to negotiate on your behalf. What's worse is that negotiations happen behind your back where you never see or hear what is being said about you or your property. This is like entrusting your chickens to a fox, and I hope you can see the problem with this. Most people are blind to this. If you are going to pay someone to help sell your home, you should only pay them to help you achieve the last stretch, the premium, or the cream of your property's value. This is the most important part of the sale price of your property, not the first 90%, which anyone can achieve. The problem is not with real estate agents. There are many wonderful people among them. The problem is that a traditional commission creates a conflict of interest between sellers and agents. Even if your agent is an experienced, well-known, and nice person who works for a prestigiously branded agency. Most sellers are easily fooled by all of this. As a seller, you want the highest sale price, but the agent is encouraged to sell quickly at whatever price because they will get most of their commission anyway. If you're happy with your sale price, it's only because you have absolutely no idea how much better you could have done. Just think about it. Sellers are happy if they achieve or exceed their expectations, right? But how do you know that you've achieved the highest sale price if the person helping you doesn't have a proper incentive to do so? This is why most happy sellers have absolutely no idea that they have left a ton of money on the table. The symptoms of underselling are everywhere you look. Here are just some examples. An off-market sale to someone on the agent's so-called database of buyers. A sale in under 5 days, especially in a strong market. An agent encouraging you to sell as is, claiming that the next owner will make changes according to their taste anyway. And believe it or not, even auctions. If you don't understand how all of these lead to you selling for less than you could, you're part of the majority, but it's not your fault. It's not in the interest of the real estate sales industry to make you aware of this. However, there are two methods which help you to avoid selling your home for less than you should. Both of these methods guarantee to easily achieve a much higher sale price for your home thanks to critical ingredients that no real estate agent offers. You won't hear about these ingredients anywhere else, and you certainly won't find them on Google. Keep watching to find out more about these methods. Thanks to just one of these methods, Jessica sold her home for almost $100,000 more or 12% higher than her best local agents said she would, without an unfair real estate commission, without an unprofessional amateur private sale, without being locked into a contract with any real estate agent, and without having to do any selling whatsoever. This incredible result left the best local real estate agents totally embarrassed. Jessica set a new record price in her suburb, and her success was even featured in a news.com.au article. In case you haven't heard of it, this method has had plenty of other press coverage over the years. Here is a short clip of other people's experiences with this method.
Two big smiles. I mean, the overall process was fantastic, David, and the price that we got in such a short time was just way above what we expected or were led to believe it would sell for as a result of using your methods.
We were stoked. Really happy.
Yeah.
We achieved an amazing result for a house like ours in our area, and it was significantly higher than any of the appraisals that we received from local agents.
Yeah.
So
I was very pleasantly surprised. It felt honest. It had a good feel about it.
We just found the whole system worked perfectly.
And we did try and nitpick it.
I felt like I connected with what you were saying. So I felt like you understood where we were coming from.
Best decision we ever made.
I loved the whole process. And from I was very skeptical at the start. Christian really had to convince me, and it was great. I guess your process in particular, what really resonated with us is that it makes a lot of sense, and it's actually it's very logical. And we just at that point really couldn't justify doing it or paying a significant amount more money or doing it any other way, because that just didn't make as much sense to us.
Yeah.
We couldn't be happier. We really couldn't. And it allowed us to get into our new place much more easily, in fact, without having to carry a mortgage.
I think that more people will start doing this. Surely this has to become more popular and more of a norm.
I've been more inclined to say I would fall back on this system again, because of the many things I liked about it, but because of those safeguards as well.
We've so appreciated and valued your perspective. We've learned a lot. We've really learned a lot.
And certainly anybody that talks about selling their house, we recommend that this is a better way to go.
So we're happy to at any time, and we're happy to talk to anyone you'd like to pass on through to us. And
so we have recommended it, and 100% do anyone else that's thinking about it. Yeah, do it.
Just imagine what difference it would make to your life if you pocketed at least 10% more from the sale of your home than you could with a real estate agent. That's exactly what this method achieves. It doesn't matter who you are, what kind of property you have, or where you live. Let me tell you a little bit about this method and how I discovered it by sharing a quick story. This photo was taken in 2011 of my wife Sophie and I in front of our very first renovation project. Before buying it, we spent over 6 months researching our chosen area. We went to about 8 open homes each Saturday and got to know around 100 real estate agents. The good, the bad, and the ugly. During this time, we developed a deep understanding of what agents do, don't do, should do, and shouldn't do. After observing hundreds of marketing campaigns run by all sorts of real estate agents from various agencies and even private sales, we made a profound discovery. The most successful campaigns all had something in common, and it wasn't the agent. Just think about it. Did you buy your home because of the real estate agent or because of the property? If you didn't buy the home because of the agent, then the home was never sold to you. Think of the countless buyers who have bought properties despite their poor experience with the real estate agent. These buyers are living proof that a purchase is not made because of the agent. I think we can all agree that real estate agents are involved in the vast majority of property transactions. But do you really believe that agents go back to the drawing board and reinvent the wheel for each property they list? Or do you believe it's more likely that they use a formula or process with slight modifications for each home? Look, anyone can decide to sell all they want, but without a buyer deciding to buy, there will never be a transaction. And nobody buys a property because of a sales pitch. You can't talk anyone into buying a property, but a property doesn't just sell itself. We noticed that there was a process, formula or recipe that made some homes more buyable than others. The better this process was executed, the more buyable the home became and the higher its sale price was. It's that simple. We decided to put this formula to the test on the sale of our renovation project. We sold successfully for much more than what the local area expert agents were telling us to expect. And because of the method we followed, we didn't have to do any selling. After our successful transaction, family and friends started asking us what we did and how we did it. We guided them through the journey, refining and improving our process and method. We helped them pocket 10 to 20% more than what they could have with any agent or by selling themselves. Since then, we've helped all kinds of people all over Australia achieve such results. It was this method that helped John and Helen sell for 19% more than their local real estate agents told them they would. Thanks to this method, Sue pocketed 20% more than her next door neighbour for an identical property. The two properties were sold within weeks of each other. And Jill and Philip scored $205,000 or 17% more for their home than what they originally wanted because of this method. It was also this method that changed the lives of all of these home sellers and more. These open-minded vendors achieved the successes they did because they know something you don't. Like I mentioned earlier in this presentation, there are two very different solutions to the expensive conflict of interest created by a percentage-based real estate commission. The first of these solutions costs you absolutely nothing extra. The second has a performance-based fee that applies only to the most important part of your sale, which is the last stretch, the premium, or the cream of your property's value, and only if you decide to sell. You can trial or test drive the second solution, and even if you proceed and later discover that it's not for you for any reason, you are free to leave with no obligation to pay. If you're still watching this presentation, I would like to invite you to apply for an obligation-free, no-selling consultation. In this consultation, I will share with you the formula that I discovered and help to tailor it to your home. You will see just how easily you can achieve at least a 10% higher sale price for your home than you could with any of your local real estate agents. This consultation is worth $497, and usually I only give it to clients of mine. If you apply and I think that you're a good fit for this method, then I'm happy to offer this consultation to you for free. Whether you'd like to apply for a free consultation or just want to find out more about this method, I encourage you to book a quick call with me. I will not sell you anything before, during, or after the call or the consultation. You can apply for a free consultation by first scheduling a call with me to see if you qualify. During this call, I can also shed light on any outdated or false beliefs that you may hold about the process of selling your property. These beliefs will cost you a fortune, and the most common ones are that a real estate agent has an exclusive database of buyers for your property, that only a local agent can accurately know and achieve the highest price for your property, that agents who sell the most homes in an area are the best ones, that a great agent has a gift of the gab, and so if they can convince me to list with them, then they will convince someone to buy, that only a real estate agent is qualified to sell a property, or that an agent must be used in order to list on realestate.com.au. That 3 or 4 appraisals will give me a more accurate indication of the value of my property and which agent can achieve the highest sale price. And that real estate agents make the process easy and convenient. If you hold any one of these beliefs, then you will leave a ton of money on the table and setting it all on fire. The reason I'm offering this consultation for free is simple. It allows me to give you an obligation-free sample of how these methods can help you. If you see the value in one of these methods, then you may ask me to help you execute it. Whether you do or don't is entirely up to you. However, I ask that you please do not book a call with me if you are not going to keep your appointment. This speaks volumes about the kind of person you are. Or if you have already engaged a real estate agent. or if you're not selling within the next 6 to 12 months, or if you're not serious about selling and just want to test the market, or if you are a real estate agent. If you fall into any one of these 5 categories above, then we would just be wasting each other's time and taking this time away from those who could really benefit from these methods today. I'm sure you'll agree that this would be inconsiderate, disrespectful, and selfish. So please be considerate and respectful to others and do not book a call if you are in any one of the 5 categories I just mentioned. Otherwise, you can book a quick call through the link you see in or below this video. It will take you to my diary where you can choose a time that suits you. I look forward to sharing these methods with you and showing you how easily you can achieve a much higher sale price for your home than you could with any of your local real estate agents.